All right, on my little YouTube motherfuck faces, it's Validation Boy, July 2nd, 2018. That's right. From now on, I think I'm going to forego my opening secret session. Schlumminger. Oh, Schlumminger. Just as you say that on the chat, the device is ready. Well, I think from now on, I'm going to forego my opening sesh. I really think I am because I'm getting sick and tired of editing it out. That editing is a fucking bitch, man. It fucking takes forever to process. Last time it took even longer because I think these blood over intent motherfuckers tried to flag the shit out of my video. I think they tried to flag the shit out of my video, which is why it took so fucking long to process. So I don't think I can do that anymore. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to take any breaks anymore. And I know Twitwit's going to fucking be happy about that, because she always got something fucking clever to fucking say when I take my breaks. I know she hates it. She goes, "What the fuck is this bullshit, VB? You're a fucking rookie." She's kind of right, Even some of the worst live streamers out there don't take breaks, right? All right. In at number 1, by the power of the mighty, mighty GPV, we're all going to lie to ourselves because of that GPV, and we're going to say that Twitwit was in at number 1. Oh, we all sold out like little cucks. In at number 2, Schlumminger. In at number 3, OJ McBaggins. In at number 4, Chapin Roberts, or Chapin. And in at number 5, he hasn't said much. Well, I'll say it. Jed Skeptic Media. And then, we've also been joined by Lanny from Canada. Evil Reflection 12. Someone who I want to actually have on here as a guest, but doesn't want to seem to come on. Let's see here. It's mostly just you guys. Evil Reflection 12 says, all sports are staged. Yes, indeed, all sports are staged. That's why I'm actually a big fan of pro wrestling, because at least they admit that they're staged, and you actually get the most variety of athleticism out of the athletes when you watch pro wrestling, because they talk, they cut their little promos, they have their little drama, they do their little run-ins, they do all their acrobatic moves, all the super hard hits, they fly off the top of a steel cage and crush their enemy through a fucking table. They fucking bleed all over the fucking place. I've seen matches where they got barbed wire wrapped around their fucking eyeballs, and they're dragging each other around the ring by barbed wire wrapped around their eyeballs that's on fire and shit. Yeah, that's why I like pro wrestling. LeBron James is a shape-shifted demon, and he's also a transsexual, just as all famous people are. Indeed. I'm pretty sure, most Hollywood celebrities, after watching, some of the people that a lot of people don't like him, they say it's questionable and stuff like that, but Mr. E, even fucking Hans Wormhat, back in the day, Joanne is a good channel, tons and tons of good channels out there doing trend. And the more you look at these celebrities, okay, the more you can see it. A lot of these fucking female celebrities are indeed, born male, or they're castrados, or they're some kind of in utero manipulation is going on there, or they could even be shape-shifting demons, okay, entities that are meant to look like humans, or are able to look like humans, and who knows where those entities come from? Who even knows? But anyways, yeah, the celebrities are insane. It's an endless wealth of resources if you want to go after the celebrities, but that's too easy. And that's why Validation Boy made a vow a long time ago to go after my fellow YouTubers. Oh, I know the drama. Am I the king of the drama? Am I the king of flat earth infighting? I don't know. I mean, others in flat earth have done some infighting that's much harder than anything I've ever done, at my worst. No one's able to make hit pieces the way I do, though. I mean, come on. I'm the king of the hit piece. That's for damn sure, at least in the flat earth YouTube scene. And where else is that kind of stuff happening on YouTube? I mean, like maybe in the big channels, but not even. They're watered down. No one makes hit pieces on here the way that Validation Boy has in the past. Shit, I made a hit piece the other day. Fucking Lucy Lemons. Exposed her ass. Exposed her for fucking all the disgusting, fucking insane things she was saying. You know? Yeah, anyways, getting all caught up. Laney from Canada, WWF was good in the 80s. Yeah, I'll tell you, it was even better in the early 2010s than it was even in the 80s. It really was. It actually was much better, even in the golden era of the 1980s. But the truly best era for WWE wrestling, and therefore all pro wrestling, was 2002 to 2005, because it was right after Vince had acquired his the owner of WWE had acquired his main competition. He had bought them out. So now he had all his own roster and his whole number one enemy's entire roster. You know, his enemy, the company that was his competition's entire roster too. And it got really good, and it's the sport of kings. And these people really do. I know they're celebrities just like everybody else, but they really do put their bodies out there for our entertainment and to tell stories. And, that's why I like pro wrestling better than any of them. OJ McBaggin says, sometimes I feel MMA is sort of rigged. It's definitely rigged. That shit's way rigged. Not every fight, but overall, I'm sure MMA fights get, rigged and thrown here and there. Lanny from Canada says that Bleach was Nirvana's best album. You know what? No album was fucking Nirvana's best album. They fucking suck. Okay? Keep in mind, guys, I'm almost 40. When I was in the 3rd fucking grade, a classmate of mine showed me Master of Puppets Ride the Lightning. Okay? And they showed me Napalm Death. Okay? So when I was in 3rd grade, I was already on that fucking thrash. By the time 4th or 5th grade rolled around, I knew all about Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer, and then I was getting into death metal, bands like Death, bands like Sadus, bands like Suffocation, bands like Cannibal Corpse. Okay? So when I fucking when by the time Nirvana came out and I was in my fucking late teens, early 20s or something, I just laughed at them. They were just a joke. And I couldn't even believe my fellow musician friends who played on the same level of musicianship that I was playing, while we emulated death metal and precise thrash metal, fucking progressive prog rock and shit. They were like digging on their Nirvana. It's like, I didn't even take my own friends fucking seriously. It's like, come on, man. Nirvana's a fucking pile of shit, dude. Nirvana is like the Beatles. It's all government produced fucking cuckbag shit. It's all fake. Those characters are all fake. They're not even real people. The guy's probably still alive, playing a different role somewhere else, or he just, wherever. We've been joined by someone named Max Winter, who says, hi, VB. Good to have you, Max Winter. I know nothing about you, but that's cool. Michael Jones has joined us and says, hey, Validation Boy. Yeah. Y'all music nerds only like technical mind warping. Try chilling out and learn to rock. Says Chapin Roberts. Rock? See, you don't even know. You don't even know about rock. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go space trucking. Okay? So you tell me about who knows how to rock. Twibbit says Pearl Jam sucked too. Pearl Jam was the fucking worst, man. I fucking despise that shit. Jeremy Spoken. Jeremy Spoken. Shut the fuck up. Get out of my face with that faggot ass shit, dude. You're boring ass shit, dude. Fucking Seattle long hair hippie fucking faggot fuckboy shit. You know what I'm saying? Bitch shit, dude. All emo and soft and for fucking pussies and fags and shit, dude. That's the 1990s with In Utero and fucking the whole grunge scene. That was the beginning of the fucking emasculation of the white American male right there. That's what that was. All the grunge and I'm going to wear these sweaters and I'm going to have really bad posture and I'm going to mope around and be a little softy and complain. And then when it all gets so bad and I get earn millions of dollars and then I'm going to blow my brains out because I just can't take it. I just can't fucking take it. Everything sucks. Now fuck you, man. Fuck you guys with your fucking grunge fag shit, dude. I always fucking hated that shit, dude. Someone got me triggered. All right, thank you. Thank you, Twit. You really fucking brought out the best in Validation Boy for that moment. Thank you. But that's how I feel about fucking Pearl Jam and all that fucking cuck shit, dude. You know? There's only one band from Seattle, and they only have one album that I even like. Musically. Definitely not lyrically, especially everything that I know now. But musically, the album Super Unknown by Soundgarden is the only good thing that band ever did, or that artist ever did. And all his bands and all the years and all this whole Seattle everything. Super Unknown is the only one that gives me, you know, auditory satisfaction when I listen back to the production of it. Yeah, the lyrics are all satanic and fucking, you know, gay and shit, but yeah. So sorry, yeah. Tupac was a fucking bent over whore. Pearl Jam was a bunch of soft bitches, okay? Fucking the 1990s were a fucking scam, dude. Everything that comes from the fucking 1990s, pretty much that's mainstream, 100% is a fucking joke. That's why only shit from the 90s that's good was the underground shit. That's the only shit that was good. And actually a lot of underground music and stuff, just general stuff, really popped off in the 90s. And a lot of the best underground content, material, movies, music, all that shit, it really is from the 1990s. But as far as mainstream 1990s goes, flush it straight down the fucking toilet. You know what I'm saying? Flush it straight down the fucking toilet. All of it. All the rap, all the rock, all the shit. Even Metallica. That's when Metallica sold out and had their Black album and shit. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit, dude. 1990s blows, okay? I was already, you know, if you were in the 1990s or if you know, if you're one of these people that you like the Attitude Era and all that shit, well, you can fucking suck it. You know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep was 90s. Yeah, but they weren't mainstream. Mobb Deep is probably the best. Nas, he was a bitch. Mobb Deep, they're probably the greatest, you know, rap group of all time. Really. They're definitely my favorite because all they rapped about was their territory, their history, their violence, their loyalty, their mission, their accomplishments. You know, that's what they were rapping about. It was war music. It was war songs. Okay? And I don't care about Tupac's little politics and shit. Fuck him. Fuck his little stupid liberal fucking Hillary Clinton fucking politics. Okay? And I don't care about fucking all the fucking positive rap that came out and all that shit. Nah. Only rap that was worth a damn was hardcore gangster rap by gangsters, real gangsters and shit, you know? And then they had this guy named Big Noid who was part of their group. He got shot in the fucking face and survived. And a couple of the songs on their albums are about those nights, you know, keeping their friend alive and shit. And shit that they had to do. Stories about places they went and fucking incidents that they fucking had to deal with. That shit wasn't fucking mainstream. I'll tell you that. It was like widely fucking pissed on by the fucking critics because of the fact that it was too fucking real, you know? And it was awesome because it was authentic. It was from people that lived right in the fucking slums of New York City in the 1990s, growing up with their friends getting their fucking heads blown off and shit and fucking grenades thrown into their living room, you know? And fucking... that's their music. That's why it's authentic. It's fucking good. And the thing is that group Mobb Deep, they fucking actually, you know, the way that they rolled on the beat, the way that they carried their syllables over into the next musical frame and then referred off that into the next thing. They broke all kinds of fucking ground. And anyone who does that kind of shit, they learned it from Mobb Deep. No one wants to admit it. Mobb Deep is the validation boy of fucking real hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They're fucking originators and shit. You know what I'm saying? That other people try to fucking emulate and no one wants to fucking acknowledge. No one wants to give credit to. No one wants to fucking be accountable for fucking giving me my proper fucking dues and shit. Anyways, man, fuck. Why am I ranting about that shit, you know? But yeah. It's hard, man. You know, I was watching a fake Vamp video and he was talking about this is from 2 months ago, and it's like a 2-minute long video, and he's like kind of disappointed that Blood Over Intent is the most bizarre cult that's out here that we can even find on YouTube, really. He says there's a couple others. I don't know what he's talking about. Blood Over Intent is the most intense because it's basically like they started off with all this like flowers and happy, joy. And now they've evolved because people have called them out so many times. Now they've evolved into just outright fucking Satanism, you know? And what do you got? Let's run down the roster of people. The prevalent faces. The ones who are likely to most represent or most draw in people, okay, for blood over intent. Let's see. I just got one or two things to say about each one of them. That's it. All right. Start at the top. I got a comment from Venus 14 about how those comments from Lucy in that video weren't even her channel. Get the fuck out of here, okay? It triggered me, okay? The thing is, I said it last week. Venus 14 has some kind of weird obsession with dolls, okay? Spends like at least $100 a week on makeup to try to look like one, okay? And honestly, looking through the videos of this androgynous, self-declared androgynous thing, okay, its spiritual beliefs are based on fucking Japanime. They're based on fucking Japanime. All right, then. Then we got Lucy, right? Lucy thinks life's too fucking short for silly things like earning an income, right? She wants to, I linked it before on one of my other old videos. She wants to become a child again, She lives with her parents. She says she lets her parents live with her now. But I wonder how her fucking parents would feel about her doing these blood oaths to demons over sigils. Because what you're doing when you write your intent out, you're creating a sigil. And then you're putting your blood in it. You're making deals with demons. I wonder how her Catholic parents would feel about that shit. They don't know, see? She has to hide shit from this. She has to deceive her own parents. She has to deceive them. What kind of life is that? What kind of virtuous fucking awakening is that, Lucy? That you got to deceive your fucking parents like that. And they live under your roof. And you call yourself a fucking truther? Very fucking interesting. Let's see. Thinks men were put on this fucking earth to worship vagina. Straight up. Okay. At some point, the women around her or in her life or someone she met on the internet like got in her head like, hey girl, I don't know if you know the girl code, but here's the deal. We have these vaginas, and what we do is we like to get men to do our biddings with the promise of giving them a little bit of our vagina every once in a while. And that's the grand conspiracy of life, okay? And so men become lifelong fucking cucks, slaves, for what I like to call or what the Sandman actually coined, the GPV, the gold-plated vagina. Or as he says it, the gold-plated vajayjay, And fucking, yeah, that's the big conspiracy. That's the big daddy. It's the global gynocracy, okay? The worldwide gynocracy, okay? Y'all know why I said global, because it refers back to the whole flat earth video concept that I made, which I've talked about, which I've beaten to death. All right. So yeah. And it finally clicked with her. And then so one day she went on this crazy, like hyped up fucking jacked up fucking episode of making a stream of fucking YouTube videos about, everyone needs to bow down and worship the mother, the Gaia, and basically the vagina. The fact that women have vaginas and that women are therefore like to be held in some kind of higher esteem. And that was pretty much her gimmick for a long time until I've just consecutively fucking called it out over and over and over. Okay. And then once I've gotten and took notice of Fake Vamp and Evil Reflection and the fact that they were like hot on the fucking Blood Over Intent, it brought me back, it brought me back to Blood Over Intent, which I had kind of skipped over. I'd kind of passed over that. I've mentioned it in the distant past, if you go back and watch, but they were all on it. And I was like, you know what? These guys are right, man. This shit needs to go down. This shit needs to be taken down. Down with Blood Over Intent, as Evil Reflection says. Down with the fucking vegan agenda. Veganism is satanic. It's fake food that you put in your body. All right, the cheese is made of plastic. It's literally plastic. That's Satan making you suffer. Okay? Not giving you nourishment. And I see Paradise coming out with a video talking about the closer you are to the sun with your food, the better your food is, and the more holy your food is. And the sun itself is food group A, and then nuts and berries is food group B, and then the flesh of animals is food group C. and that most people are on C, and that's why everything's wrong with this world. Oh no, everything's wrong with this world, Paradise, because of cucks and blue-pilled mangina, GPV advocate fuckboys just like you, Paradise. That's why everything is fucked in this world, especially in the West. And what do? You run around. You know, 5 2s don't make a 10, Paradise, by the way. But yeah, you run around suckling at the fucking teat, bowing to the throne of the GPV that you support, you hoist up on your weak, cracking back with your osteoporosis fucking bones because you're not getting the proper fucking nutrition as the human fucking body that you are. Well, you might not even be human. Shit. Pfft, I don't know. That's still up in the air. All right. But yeah, basically, the Lemony one is suffering from a bad case of baby rabies. Okay? She's trying to play it off now. Someone got in her head. Lucy, what are you doing? Don't you know the girl code? We manipulate the fuck out of these men. Yeah, and it works in you, and it works in Flat Earth YouTube too. They're all our little white knight bitch boys. All of them are. Okay? And then, so who does she clamor to? She clamors to Marmar, Muff Muff. Okay? The Muff Muff queen. She clamors right over to her. And they have this interview. It's the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Not ever seen, but it's one of the most disturbing, like, cringiest, most cringe-inducing, hideous thing that I've ever seen, in the Flat Earth YouTube scene. It's horrifying. It's horrifying. I've linked to it before. I'm not going to bother linking to it again. But that's what she did. And then, so then she really, really started buying into it. And then I came along and I started really like calling her out. And now she tries to hide it. But yeah, basically she has a case of the baby rabies. She's at that age right now where women, if they haven't had the baby by now, they better, and it's like all the pressure hits them. I don't know if her mom has like enlightened her to the whole scam, the whole conspiracy of how what you do is you have a baby. And if you don't really like men all that much, you do it with a guy who you think's cute, but that you're not going to be with around for a long time. You want to get the good genes, so you hook up with a smart, tall, witty, talented, good-looking, dominant, confident guy. You get that seed put inside you, and then you break up with them, and then your offspring is all those alpha things, all them good things, and then you also get the benefit of not having to be around the guy, because most women hate men. They don't want to be around us at all, which is perfectly fucking fine, because women to me are all fucking dog pigs and shit, basically, except for my unicorn. But anyways, they don't want to be around us. And then that man ends up paying all shit, all kinds of fucking money because of the baby. And that's the big daddy scam of life and shit. And that's what most people's lives consist of. It's that story to some varying degree. Sometimes a parent leaves, sometimes one dies. All these different things can happen, but really that's the story of life. Okay, and that's what we suffer through. And now with feminism and leftism, controlling everything, it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And I know some of you guys don't give a fuck about him or trust him, but there's this content creator that's very, very popular with 100,000 fucking subs, and I'm not endorsing him, but he came out with a fucking good video today called "Dear Hysterical Ladies" or "Dear Hysterical Women," and it's like, usually he gets a donation and then he makes a video based on the donation that the email is linked to or whatever, or the person. And then this one, it's not sponsored by anyone, and it's just a letter that he writes to all hysterical women, and it's actually quite fucking brilliant. It's pretty much the smackdown, It's pretty much the Big Daddy smackdown on what feminism and what liberalism and all this bullshit has brought our society to. And you got guys like Paradise running around. Okay, so yeah. So anyways, let me see. All right, so I'm gonna stay on track. She got the case of the baby rabies because she's hit that wall, and if she didn't have one by now, she needs to work it out. Okay, and that's why she's so sociable. That's why she sets up all these meetups, because she's hunting. She's on the hunt, dude. She is on the fucking prowl. Red Pill University, a great former guest who came on as Plutonic before, says, VB, do you know Rollo Tomasi? No, I don't. But anyways, okay. Then you got this other one, the Cutter. I'm not even gonna say his name. It starts with a P. Okay, let's call him PP, little Mr. PP, the old man Cutter. Okay, you know, personal hygiene has definitely taken a fucking backseat on this guy's quest for his fucking imaginary powers. Okay, little PP. Okay, let's just say that he's too busy fucking playing with candles and shit in the woods to learn things like grammar, punctuation, spelling, English, even though it's his first language. Okay, and the thing is that in the end, who cuts themselves for attention? That's right, preteen females. That's right. So little Mr. PP, he's basically a preteen female cutter to me. That's all he is. Okay, that's all he is. Then you got one, well, I can't say her name, but let's just call her Ninehead. And let's call her 666 Head. Yeah, 666 Head. Drinking her own menstrual blood makes her feel invincible. It turns her into a god. Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? It turns her into a god, okay? And it enjoys making compilations of other people doing the exact same stupid shit that it did, okay? Because once again, it feels like if there's more souls that are stolen and brought down to the fucking fiery depths of fucking hell to have the punishment dispersed amongst, that it will lessen the load on her. It won't, Miss 666 Head. It won't. All right. And also is absolutely fucking convinced that the, pretty much the Jewish run Hollywood film industry is secretly feeding humanity all the clues it needs for fucking true spiritual empowerment. It's convinced because all it has is movie clips. Not all it has, but it has lots and lots of Hollywood movie clips talking about the truth is here. The truth right in your face. Yeah, so the cabal, the people that want white genocide in America and in Europe so that they can be the only white people left. Those people, those are the ones that you trust. Those are the ones that you think have your best interest in giving you true spiritual empowerment. The same ones that would do that to you and your people. And that's who you like. Okay? I'm talking about them Khazars. Okay? Everyone knows what I'm fucking talking about. They want to be the only white people left on the world. So what are they doing? They're shipping anything that's not white into all the white lands. Thing is, could all the white people go into all the dark lands? Nope. Wouldn't happen. Would not be acceptable. But instead, they're all going to come here. And I'm going to link to a video by Lana from Red Ice Radio. A brilliant video that demonstrates this. And I'm also going to link to another random video I found where it's called Spot the White People. And it's a person in Paris. You don't see who the content creator, but he basically walks for 6.5 minutes straight through the streets of downtown Paris in the year 2018 or 2017 for 6.5 minutes straight with the camera rolling. And there's not a single white person in the streets of downtown Paris, not a single white person. And there's hundreds of people that he walks through past in the video. No, there's actually one white woman in the beginning of the thing. How scary is that? What is that all about? Okay. And I'm not saying, oh, people of ethnicities need to be eradicated. I'm not saying anything like that. No. I'm saying, who is behind the agenda of white depopulation in America, in Europe, in the native land of whites? Who's responsible for that? There's another group out there in the world who want to be the only white-skinned people, but do not consider themselves white or Caucasian necessarily, okay? And they have their whole own religion / race. And no one's really sure if it's a religion or if it's a race, or is it both? No one's really sure, because this group of people interbreeds with only others that are officially in their race / religion. Okay? That's why they interbreed amongst themselves exclusively. And if they go outside of that, then that child doesn't get to be part of this so-called alleged bloodline. Okay. And wouldn't it be nice for them if they could have, because they're obviously like, I don't know, I guess they're like super proud of the fact that they're white, but wouldn't it be nice for them in their mentality? Wouldn't it be nice for them if they could be the only white people left, and then everybody else be the other color? So then they have this like, we're a special class. There's very few of us. We all look this special way. And then everybody else is kind of like blended into a different shade. That's the fucking agenda, people. That's why white populations are being, destroyed. I'm gonna link to Lana from Red Ice Radio. She says it best. Maybe I'll link that Paris video too. But yeah. Anyways, that's the state of the world, And I'm not saying that all races don't deserve 100% to be alive and all that stuff. Everything equal and great, but it's wrong that one of the races gets smashed to pieces, gets taken out like that, and in the name of anti-racism. It's so ridiculous. You look back at World War II, you think about the Holocaust, you think about who benefits from that whole thing. You think about the group of people that are punishing the whitest of white people, the Germans basically, and how they want. You guys not putting it all together? You're not seeing what's happening? Okay. All right. Anyways, let's move on from that. Okay. So then you got the wild one. Let's call it the wild one. Okay. And it loves drinking piss. Okay. As Evil Reflection pointed out. And it loves promoting the satanic New World Order vegan agenda. Oh, yes, it does. And it can't stop posting fucking utterly incoherent rants on YouTube in baby voice, in fake baby voice. Okay? Because this thing's got some awfully big shoulders to be talking baby talk. Awfully big shoulders and rib cage to be talking baby talk. I'm not saying any names, but let's just call it the wild one. Okay? Very stylish. Very stylish and wild. Okay? And then, of course, you got the Plumber's Assistant who claims that he is Satan/God and the creator of everything, and that he's also going to butt fuck everyone while bathing in oceans of their blood. So that's the summation, I don't know if I said it as good as it could have been said, last week, but there you go. Now, other than that, I was thinking, I never really directly fucked with Mark Sargent. There's been times when he's scoffed at my name, There might even be times where he's trash talked me. I don't even know. There also might be times where he said good things about me. Maybe he stayed neutral about me. A lot of shit was so long ago. I know my name has been in Mark Sargent's mouth a couple times over the years. All I got to say about that. See, Mark's been accused of being a female to male. He's been accused of being a demonic shapeshifter. He's been accused of being a shell, a government agent. He's been accused of so many things. Okay. And I'm not even going to pick one, other than this one thing. I believe, okay, as much Christian proselytizing, or as much proselytizing of the idea that he says he's, that the idea that he is a Christian, I don't really know how true his faith is, because he talks about karma all the time. And like I was saying last week, karma has nothing to do with God, has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ and God, they don't work with karma, okay? And to say that you believe in all this karma and all this shit, well, then that means that you fall on the divine feminine side of things, the material world, okay? Because karma would involve material things, obviously, right? You threw that litter on the thing. The karma is someone throws trash on you when you're not expecting it. Oh, it could be a year later, and you ditch this thing, and then what do you know? The exact same thing happens to you, or something similar happens to you, or you did something shady and kind of left someone, whatever, left someone with some task that they shouldn't have had to do, and then your day gets ruined in some other way. Maybe a week later, or maybe that day, maybe instant karma. That stuff has nothing to do with the spiritual side of things. It's all about your material gains and losses, okay, and your comfort in the material world. So karma and all that shit, that's all just divine feminine. It's all just Gaia worship. It's all just the mother worship, which is the globe. So anyone who's into the divine feminine, you're a glober. By default, you're a fucking glober, because the globe is the pregnant belly of Gaia. So when you sit here and try to say that Mother Earth is flat, you're so fucked. You're so twisted. Okay, this Earth is merely a creation made by our Father. Okay, and it's flat and stiff. Okay, it ain't a motherboard. Okay, a motherboard is something that gets controlled. Okay, so even if it is going to be a motherboard, like the Muff Muff Queef said once, and I've already said this, it's still getting controlled, created, and operated on by the Father. So it's not about that. The mother has curves. The flat Earth is stiff. Okay, God created the flat Earth for us all to dwell atop. Where was I going with that? Fuck, I don't even know. Trying to go somewhere good with that. Oh yeah. So by default, Mark Sargent's not teaching any kind of real Christian doctrine with the whole karma thing. The dome is in the Bible, basically, and the four corners of the earth is in the Bible. And you know, I've had my doubts about the Bible. I've struggled with this stuff over and over again. Elements that are in the Bible are 100% true, and they're undeniable. So does that make the Bible 100% true, or you know, not fucked with over time and history and stuff, or maybe not even really that old at all? Well, I mean, all these things are possibilities. The thing is, I know for a fact that there's a creator. Okay. And we have to have been created. And I also know that anytime I've ever been up in a plane or anything else, the earth is a flat plane. Okay. I can combine these two things. And I say that my faith in God is unbreakable. Okay. And then furthermore, I know all about Jesus. Okay. I studied deep into Jesus Christ. Okay. Years ago. I know all about this. And for a while there, I was starting to deny Christ. I was starting to deny Jesus. You look back, you can go find some of the stuff. I even had a video called Hijacking the Creator. But I took that video down a long time ago. Um, I was talking to Matrix Decode, and he told me some things about Jesus Christ. He refreshed my memory on something in a private conversation I was having with him, Matrix Decode. I was telling him a story about a very unfortunate incident that happened to me when I was home alone. You know, something happened. You know what I'm saying? I was by myself. Not there wasn't any other people involved, but I was by myself, and something horrible happened. And I was telling him the story about it. Sometime after it had happened, could even been days, and he reminded me. He reminded me about Jesus Christ. He reminded me about the power of God. And I humbled myself again before Jesus Christ. Sometime after that, even, and I came to be overwhelmed. I came to be overwhelmed by the Spirit of God, Jesus Christ, our Father, our Creator. And it's undeniable. I don't know. I can't say that there's proof for any of it. And You can take my word for it and stuff. Until something like that happens to you, you really don't know. Until a series of events happens to you like that, you really don't know. But I know that that's actually the right path. That's actually the truth. And I'll shamelessly say it. And John the Wine, you can call me a cuck for Jesus all you want. I just don't care, man. I'm going to humble myself before God. Okay? And I think it takes a lot more guts to do that than to be someone who runs around arrogant, thinking they can research everything and find out all the secrets of everything. Because you can't. Okay? Chapin's got shit all twisted. Says Jehovah says kill gays and women and children and people who don't go to church and people who eat shrimp and perform magic. Yeah, I don't know about that. Jehovah commands a certain tribe of people in the Bible, in stories, to kill certain groups of people, but those groups of people, according to their God, were not even real. Well, they were people, but they were subhuman. Basically, they didn't have the breath of, they didn't have the nemisha or whatever. That's a whole different thing, man. Okay, Jesus Christ coming here takes away all the power of the Israelites. All those sacrifices, those animal sacrifices that people want to bitch about in the Bible and all that stuff's the old Jewish Bible. All that bad stuff is all the old Jewish Bible. All the good, loving stuff and truth stuff and division with the sword of the tongue, of truth. There's still hate in the New Testament, hate for evil, hate for those that are that are dishonorable. Excuse me. There's still plenty of fighting and angst and all that stuff in the New Testament, Jesus's book, God's book. Um, all that truth, that's all New Testament. That all cancels out all the old stuff. It's in Romans 8. Romans 8, 9, and 10. I remember that from back in the day, 2005. Really, the letter to the Romans, really. But if you go to the 7, 8, 9, 10, mainly the 8th, 9th chapter, it talks about how Jesus Christ canceled out all that stupid shit from the Jewish tradition, all that, killing offering up your own son as a sacrifice, and God tricked Isaac and all that. It's all old shit, dude. It's all old shit. Okay. And plus, in those stories, even that old shit, it's real. If you actually listen to the stories and you actually read the stories in the Bible of all those things that you're referring to, they're not nearly as bad of situations that you're making them out to be. That's your ignorance of the Bible, actually. Even the old shit. That's your ignorance of that. So you guys can say all that shit. Star Gods can even say that shit, but he's wrong. Okay. And also, I hate to say it, and Star God's given me lots of support lately, but Star Gods is way off base when he's talking about the Christ within. There's no Christ within. Okay. Jesus Christ is God. And you're here. You're separate from God right now. Okay. You can have God around you. You can pray to God. You can be filled with the Holy Spirit. Okay. And let God work through you. And you can honor God and humble yourself. But you're not God. You're not Jesus Christ. You don't have no Jesus Christ inside of you. Okay. End of story on that. And I know Star Gods comes from a little bit more of a hippie generation, as he said, and he's more like smash the state and all those hippie things. But a lot of those things, a lot of those outlooks that he has when it comes to his disdain for Jesus and stuff that he seems to have. I think a lot of that it just comes from those formative years in his life, and they're still carrying over now, which is it's a little bit disappointing, you know. But he also lives in Canada his whole life, so he's always been on the liberal side of things. And I'm definitely not trying to make an enemy of Star Gods, and I love most of the stuff he says. But when it comes to his talk about the Christ within, he's just dead wrong. And this is not an attack on you, Star Gods, at all. So like that, So don't worry, I know Evil Reflection and them, these guys, they're gonna be mad that I'm friends and I'm friendly towards Star Gods. But I am an island out here. I am an island, and I can have alliances and I can have associates and all that stuff, and I can talk to all kinds of people. It's a broad range. But I mean, that's how tough it is. I'm putting myself out here every fucking week. Sometimes I don't even know why. Tonight I came into this really with just a small handful of ideas. I didn't even know what the hell I was gonna do. And it just seems to come out, and but he's wrong about that stuff. And Dan Pratt made a good point a long time ago about the difference between the Lord God and God in the Bible. Because it seems like very often when the Lord God or the Lord, when they don't say the Lord God, but when they say the Lord or something like that, he was showing a whole bunch of verses where it's the Lord, and that's all the unpleasant stuff. And then when it says God or the Lord God, that's when it's the more pleasant stuff. And that some people might be confused, and there's a possibility that when it just says Lord, that that's actually talking about Satan. Um, we're getting into huge gray areas here because Star God says that the Old Testament God is Satan, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, God, he says God's a God of war. He's not a God of war. He's a God that because of the fact that he's God, he made wars happen. And he also made all kinds of other things happen, all kinds of great, fantastic, lovey-dovey things too. Okay? And liberating things and all this stuff. Okay? But see, there's this big gray area because we're talking about this group of people out there, these Hebrews. Okay? And then that makes you want to sympathize with the black Israelites who say, those Jews you see now, those Jews that did all this World War II shit and faked the Holocaust and did all these things, they're not the real Israelites. And yeah, they're the ones that want to wipe out the rest of the white populations of the world. Yeah, they want to be the only white people. They're the Khazars. They're the demons and shit. They're the fake Jews and shit. That's what the black Israelites say. But then it's like, okay. I don't know. I talked about that before, back in April or the end of March or early April. I talked about that in great detail. I'm not going to get into that again. But other than that, it's a sad day in flat Earth when there's not much going on. Let's see. There's not much else going on. Oh, but at least I accomplished one half of my goals. I told myself I wasn't going to take any more breaks. Or I wasn't going to start the show with a blackout, which I didn't. At least I got half of my goals right. But I don't know, guys. There's really not much left to talk about right now. There really isn't. I guess I should conclude this live stream. I got to move on to some new areas of discussion. We've talked about the global gynocracy. We've talked about blood over intent. Do I need to stay on blood over intent? They're not even fighting back at this point. It's a good strategy on their part. They're not fighting me back directly, I don't think. When I say stuff to them or whatever, they just kind of, well, I don't know. They comment and shit, but man, there's got to be bigger fish to fry out there, right? There's got to be. Just can't think of anything right now. I've practically made friends with a lot of my most vicious enemies at this point. It's dark days. I told you guys, when the summertime rolls around, it's dark for VB. Nothing happens. I don't know. We'll see. I had all kinds of other things I wanted to talk about. But once again, they don't fit the genre of this episode, so I'm not going to go there. It's a shame. All right. Anyways, sorry to tease you guys, but this has been Validation Boy live stream, July 2nd, 2018.